Hello and welcome to week 13 of my weekly update. It's been a pretty busy week for me this week with the live sessions and also just planning everything for the EP that's going on. I guess I'll just start with the live sessions as it was the biggest thing this week. I had 2 bands in over the day for 4-hour sessions, and the goal was to have a 25-minute set, so around 5 songs with an interview section in the middle. Kind of conducted by the presenter from the NMG called Rebecca. So my thinking with the drum miking was to have as simple a setup as possible. So 1 kick mic, 1 snare mic, racks, toms, hi-hat, and then 2 overheads. I felt that if I put any more on, I was just attracting more bleed into each channel that I didn't need. So I just made as basic a drum miking kind of setup as possible to eliminate that kind of thing. And then for bass, it was just a Electro Voice RE20 on the cabinet, and then a DI as well. So for electric guitars, again, it was a DI coming straight out of the pedal board and then into the amp. The reason I did the pedal board as well is that if I needed to reamp anything, I had all their effects still on the channels, so I wouldn't have just the clean guitars. And then acoustic guitar was just a DI. And then lastly, the first band, their guitarist had a Kemper. I took 2 XLRs out of that and made a stereo feed for that. And then for the synths, it was also a stereo feed. He brought his own passive DI, so that was really helpful. I could just plug straight into that and he was done. I just had to level it up. The vocals, I just tried to keep with SM58s as they're way less sensitive than a condenser mic. And it is a live session after all. Like, I don't need so much intricacy from the vocals, you know. I'm trying to make it sound like a live performance. So the first band were an acoustic kind of synthy band. And then the second band were way more post-punk, way more rocky, a lot louder. By having this span of bands, I feel like it's given me a real breadth of understanding for which each genre needs to kind of thrive in a mix. I think the most difficult thing for the session was trying to work out how to do all their headphone mixes, because in the SSL studio that I was using, all we have is a 4-channel headphone amp. So that was out off the cards for the first band. What I had to do in the end was set up 5 buses which had each of their headphone mixes on, and then have a separate send on each track from each kind of send into Pro Tools. So I could then take bus 1, could be the vocalists, and then I could basically go through and ask them what they wanted on their headphone mix, and then I could adjust that with the bus sends. And then basically what I did with that, after I had made a mix for each artist, I fed that through into a headphone output in the patch bay to the live room and into their wireless in-ear monitoring system. I think there are better ways to do this in hindsight, now thinking about it a bit more. But as it being such a rush in the studio, just trying to get all the work done, is all I could think of at the time. For the second band, the headphone mixes were quite easy. Because there are only 4 of them, I could run them straight through the headphone amp. I ended up using the auxiliary channels for each band member, so I could send as much as I want to each auxiliary channel and then basically patch that into the headphone amp. Timing wise, I think 4 hours each band was perfect really. You know, we were kind of finished with the first band after maybe, 2.5 hours. And yeah, they just like smashed it out really. And then the 4th band, same kind of thing. They were really tight and just did everything perfectly really. And then once filming and finished or whatever, I just said to them, look, if you've got any more songs that you want to record, everything's sorted. So if you want to make some extra content for the radio station, I can just hit record and just let you play. And that's what we did. Yeah, I guess I'll insert some clips here for you. There you go, it's rolling again for you. Rolling again. I have sent all the tracks to Ben, our drummer, to record some vocals on the harmonies. I've also booked the studio for the 22nd of January to finish off the backing vocals with Will and Lewis from the band. So hopefully that will be the tracks all finished recording wise, and then I can start mixing them. I think personally for me, at this point in the project, I'm starting to feel a bit of burnout towards production in general. I feel like anything that I'm kind of making or anything I'm making or recording or producing just sounds a bit terrible to my ears at the moment. I think this is just due to a lot of work. I've put myself under a lot of pressure for this project, which I'm happy about. And like I'm happy I'm stretching further and really pushing myself with this project. But I'm really starting to feel it. I think basically my plan is I've got a small holiday booked for I think the start of March. Basically what I want to do is have everything ready to be mixed, or maybe have a finished mix for the EP for then, and then also have a finished mix for the live sessions for when I go on holiday, so I can take some time off and then come back and really listen with a fresh mind. Yeah, I'm really struggling with listening to anything I do at the moment. Other than that, I'm a runner, so I've been training for a half marathon. I built a guitar, which is here. This is kind of my free time. I built a guitar. I'm on to the next build now. Here you go. So basically that's just trying to keep my mind off of work all the time. Otherwise I think I'd have a breakdown. But yeah, anyway, just to finish up the artist spotlight and Down to Earth, I talked to Bethan because she was helping me record the live sessions, and she's very close to finishing a rough cut, which she can then send to me. Then the artist live sessions, I guess, just sitting on the back burner, still doing nothing. But as I said last week, there's still plenty of time, and it should be a pretty quick project once we get going. But yeah, anyway, that is it from me this week. So thank you for stringing along, and yeah, I'll see you next week with any more updates on the projects. Yeah, thanks. Bye.